Every character has a desire. Whether your character's romantic desire is the main plot or the subplot, there are a few steps to create the perfect balance of desire, risk, and tension in your story in order to keep your audience addicted. First, we have to create the desire. The complexity of your character's romantic desire will depend on the length of your story. Short stories will have simple desires. They are direct and can be accomplished quickly. Some examples of a simple desire would be wanting to find a perfect birthday gift or working up the courage to ask someone out on a date. In longer stories, the desires are more complex and emotionally rich. They require a longer story to fulfill. This could be something like a character falling in love with someone from a different class or social status, or an arranged marriage with an enemy. A more complicated desire promises a more satisfying payoff for the audience if it's built properly. To do that, we need to complicate the desire with two things: obstacles and risk. Desire alone isn't going to create tension. Internal and external obstacles keep the characters from getting what they want right away. Internal obstacles are emotional or psychological barriers. They can even be beliefs that are ingrained in the characters from their environment or experience. This can range from the fear of rejection to the moral dilemma of falling in love with someone who is off limits, like a criminal or an already married person. Returning to Caleb, his internal obstacle is that he has always been the quote-unquote older brother figure. What would the MC say or feel if he was to reveal his true feelings? With this dilemma, he finds himself constantly nudging the boundaries between friend and lover, searching for a green light to move on to the latter. External obstacles, on the other hand, come from the character's environment. These obstacles prevent the characters from pursuing their desires even if the internal obstacle is resolved. This can be things like arranged marriages to other people, the threat of war, or social taboos. Remember that your external obstacles will be dependent on the environment, while internal struggles will be dependent on internal belief and emotion. But obstacles are not enough. We also need to raise the emotional stakes with risk. There are two kinds of risk related to desire: the risk if the desire is fulfilled, and the risk if the desire is unfulfilled. Both risk of success and risk of failure increase suspense and deepen the story's emotional weight. But there's one more piece of the story that we need to make the tension powerful: proximity. We need to keep the characters together, amplifying and tempting their desires until they break. In Cinderella Phenomenon, Princess Lucette is cursed by a witch and forgotten by everyone in the kingdom, except her chosen love interest. He remembers her clearly, and they must stick together in order to break her curse. When the characters can't walk away from each other and can't ignore their desires as they want, we create emotional pressure and tension within our scenes. So now that we have our desire, obstacles, risk, and proximity in place, we can start fleshing out the romantic story beats. A beat in a story is a change of emotion or action within the narrative. It is a shift in the scene that changes the flow of the story. So let's look at beats in a romantic story built on our characters' desire, obstacles, and risk. Beat 1. Introduction to the characters and their connection. Beat 2. The inciting desire. This is the moment our characters reveal their desire either consciously or subconsciously. Beat 3. Denial or distance. When an internal or external obstacle keeps them from pursuing their desire. Beat 4. Temptation. These are intimate moments where the desire can be fulfilled or left unfulfilled. Beat 5. Stronger obstacles. This is where the stakes get higher and the tension gets stronger. Beat 6. The choice. Characters must face the risk of their desire, deciding to go forward or walk away. And beat 7. The consequences of their unfulfilled or fulfilled desires unfold. These beats can be repeated and rearranged depending on the length of your story and the intensity of your romantic arc. Combine these beats with a strong, complex desire, an internal or external obstacle, a risk of loss, and forced proximity, and you create a love story that lingers, one full of tension, yearning, and emotional depth. If you want to explore this topic further, head over to my blog and download my free workbook that corresponds with this video, which includes a romantic beat template, notes on creating desires and tension, and some writing prompts and exercises for your own writing. If this was helpful or interesting, make sure to like and subscribe for more in-depth analyses of characters, tropes, and storytelling elements. What character emotion do you want to explore next? Leave a comment below.